Hi, good evening all. Welcome to the today's webinar on the future of customer outreach, voice bot, WhatsApp, and RCS. I am Biplab Purohit. I'll be your host for these sessions today. Before begin, a quick note. These sessions will last around 45 minutes and followed by 15 minutes we'll have a Q&A sessions. So in between, if you have any questions, you can drop in the chat section as well as the Q&A section. So our speaker will be happy to answer all the questions. And if you at all anything missed, then you can write a mail to us or reach out to Uttarayan in the LinkedIn or to me, and we will happy to answer that questions. So before Uttarayan take over with the product manager of MQ. So before Uttaran take over the sessions, let me introduce about the MQ. So MQ is a leading provider of cloud telephony services, and MQ has empowered thousands of businesses such as Big Basket, Vedantu, Kokilaben Hospitals, then Lodha Group, Paragon, etc., etc. For in the span of 10 years, he has empowered thousands of customers for a better connections. And at MCube, our mission is like very simple: make customers communicate very seamlessly, intelligent, and impactful. And whether it is a sales, support, or service or automations, MCube help customers to connect better, respond faster, and grow stronger. So that's our motto. And so in this session, Uttarayan will tell you about this voice bots, AI, WhatsApp, and RCS on this. So again, I'm just reminding you, if you have any questions in between, you can drop in the chat sections and also in the Q&A section. So over to you, Uttarayan.
Well, thank you so much, Viplab. And hello and welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for joining today's session. So, the future with voice, WhatsApp, SMS, and sync. So, when we talk about this, the major thing that we come into mind that how does all three come together? How does all three integrate? How does all three work as one? So I, Uttaran Mukherjee, product manager in VMC Technologies, would like to take you through of all these products that we have and how we can use it together as one, and what would be the actual benefit when we talk about outcome of it. So the first is when we talk about customer-led communication, the major thing that comes into mind first is that customer wants a phony conversation, so voice call. That's the very first thing. The next best or the next most convenient mode of communication is WhatsApp. And let's say a very less choice that we still have is SMS, which is very strictly used. However, generally what we suggest that call and WhatsApp are two separate things, as there's two different modes of communication. But if you take it as one, it depends, or they are codependent on each another. So we have to think it in a process that how it can be synchronized and what could be the strategy to make it work out. Now let's try and break it down. When we talk about cloud telephony, so calling, as you already know, is one of the most trusted way of communication. So coming to cloud telephony, we have our IVRS, we have call routing, number masking, smart call tracking, we have call recordings, everything in place. So any call that your customer does, may it be existing, may it be new, we have a track and we know exactly what happened with the call. Now, the next thing that comes into play is that even though we have a complete phonic conversation, at times the customer do prefer to have a conversation over a WhatsApp or maybe over SMS. Now, whenever there's a document that needs to be sent, whenever there's a file that needs to be shared, that is something where a different mode of communication comes into picture. And as of today, WhatsApp is the best second option when it comes after call. So the best thing that we next connect is the WhatsApp APIs. Now this allows you to send any customer any kind of detail with dependent on what happened with the call. Now, this is an outcome where the AI comes into picture, which we'll touch base a little later in the webinar. But as of now, with call, WhatsApp is something that is closely integrated. And as of today, if we take the market research, there are over 2 billion users who are currently using it. So this is something which is very much closely works when it comes to WhatsApp and calling together, connecting one customer. Now, when we talk about WhatsApp, we'll also have to consider that if there are any economical options, if there are any better option to do the same thing, that is where RCS comes into picture. Now RCS is a communication mode which is majorly used for marketing purposes, not exactly for, let's say, utility or something where you are just sending a text. This is something which is hardly marketing, but yes, can be used for other use cases as well. Now, if these two APIs are which is integrated into a calling platform, that is something which gives you one round solution to have a communication with the customer. As of now, we treat them as three different platforms, but if it comes in as one, that is when it has an interlink and we can actually track of how much communication we are having with our customer. This would actually allow us to organize and even, let's say, pitch a customer in a better way so we know of each and every communication that is happening. Now, yes, SMS again plays a very important part. That is a part of a communication which is mostly for OTPs, alerts, or let's say last minute reminders. That is something which we can use SMS for. It always have been an integral part, but that is something which again depends on business of which they are more convenient using. Now, what are the most outcomes of what could be the possible outcomes of these three coming together, these three working as one, and these three working together to give out a better outcome? So first is whenever, let's say, if it's a lead generation concept, if we talk about use cases, if we talk about a lead generation concept, whenever a lead signs up, let's say in your website or could be a social media ad from anywhere, let's say within 30 seconds, there is a first message that reaches the customer that, hi, it was great that you enrolled in. We would like to understand of exactly what are your requirements depending upon what is the business. Now, once if there is no reply or if there is no revert, the customer has not even opened the message, then let's say by the end of the day, there is a call that is triggered, depending upon the message was opened or not. That, hi, we sent a message, we would like to follow up if you're looking into it or not. So, as you see that a link that or an option that was clicked in a website that connected to WhatsApp, then WhatsApp connected to call. And if there are further no responses, again, we can send in SMS, follow up WhatsApp. So we can do every kind of automation once these three tools come together. And that allows us to actually channel more resources into one customer in a more optimized and more better outcome find out of it. Now, let's say if we talk about another scenario where there is a appointment that needs to be scheduled, there is a doctor's, or let's say there is any appointment booking application where we can integrate the similar APIs again to actually check if the slot is available or not, or if there is anybody, or if some urgency is there or not, depending upon the priority. All these kind of automations can also put into picture. Now, when we put all these together, there is an outcome, or we do have understanding that the possibilities are nearly unimaginable. There are thousand things, there are thousand configuration that which can be done, and that is something which we aim to do going further when we plan on integrating all these three things together. Now, even what it does, that the best outcome when we talk about the higher management, the decision makers, that is where it actually plays another important role. So, depending upon on which source or on which media the responses are more, depending upon on which source, which media. No, actually, this is more of a conversational, I guess. So, which media was actually more preferred? Depending upon that, they can actually have their response time mapped, touch points missed, and every kind of things that can be pressured or that can be brought out of this whole conversation or through of this whole integration that has been done through all the analytics. Now, if we go ahead, it is very important that we plan and do it accordingly. That choosing our touch points or choosing the media once we have analytics of it, that what should be our actual goal that we want to achieve and what should be our actual outcome that we want to plan once we go ahead and do it. Now, again, there are another use cases that we talk about if we go ahead and think about it. So, let's say it can be implemented in sales, it can be implemented in support, it can be implemented in customer relationship. If we talk about any kind of use case or any kind of business analytics, these three application together integrated. Yes, one part, the next thing that comes up is artificial intelligence when it comes into picture. So as you would know that once a call is complete, the analytics of the call is something that takes time or that is done in uh, breaks or that is done in random checks. However, if there is a AI put into picture, that which makes it a way more interesting. So every call is now mapped, every call is now tagged, and whatever your business logic is, depending upon every call will have its own action. Now, again, if these three applications are added as an outcome of these three application or this AI application, then the outcome comes out a very different. So when we integrate these three, if these application, depending upon what conversation happened on the call, the AI can actually send out SMS, the AI can actually send out RCS or WhatsApp to the customer depending upon the call conversation. And this is something which can be tagged, marked, and also this is something that can be done through for each and every call that an agent does. Now, as you see, the moment we add AI into the picture, the complete outcome of the product becomes limitless. Now, this is where we need to focus, and this is an outcome that we are planning to do, and this is what we are planning to take ahead with when we try and integrate all these three products and AI as a backend to support and make these three have a better outcome and a better prospect for any customer or for any business. So that is something of how I would like to close as of today. So yes, if anyone has any questions, I would love to take them ahead. Hello, Viplab.
Hi, Uttaren. Hello.
Yes, am I audible?
Yeah, yeah, you are audible. Yes.
Do we have the questions?
Yes. Someone has asked that uh, does MQ have a conversational AI? Asked by this Murali. Yeah. Can you refer to the
Yes,
chat?
MCube
Yeah.
does have. Yes, MCube does have conversational AI. And when we talk about MCube's AI, it's a Gen AI that we use in backend of the platform where your business model can be given as a form of a PDF or as a form of a Word document or a link to your website through which the AI can extract the data and reply to your customer according to the given output or according to a given way in which you would like the AI to behave.
So Anirudh has asked, can you share any use case example of a hospitality industry?
Yes, definitely, Anirudh. That is an interesting question. Thank you so much for that. So, when we talk about hospitality, again, in hospitality, there is booking that comes into picture. In hospitality, there is follow-ups and management that comes into picture. If I'm correct, that is the use case. And then, in that case, for any kind of booking, let's say there is a customer who calls in and they want to have a booking for evening 6. Once the AI analyzes that 6 o'clock is the booking and the customer wants the booking today, then depending upon the tables availability, which can be tracked for a separate application, it can update the customer if the booking is available or not, and send a confirmation once the booking is available over either a WhatsApp or a SMS or a RCS. It could even be a call when we talk about a conversational voice bot. Does that answer your question? Hello.
And here I'm seeing one
Anirudh,
more questions actually, Uttaran, just to interrupt you. So,
just a second, Viplav. I guess Anirudh
okay,
has a follow up. Let me just answer to
okay.
that. Even for room bookings and sharing itinerary, the same can be used. Would work the similar way for room booking. We can, once the room is booked and confirmed, we can directly share itinerary through WhatsApp, through RCS, through SMS, or any of that mode. And even if the customer has called and confirmed the booking, in that case also, the same can be done through the AI integration.
Okay. So in what scenario, like, should business choose voice bots over the human agent? That is actually, I'm also curious to know. So,
Let's say if a agent, so the most major thing that comes into picture is that a voice bot never makes a mistake, and second, a voice bot is never ill or never out of service. So once you train a bot with your data or with your business data, let's say in a form of a PDF, in a form of a link to your website, the voice bot always refers to your exact business details, irrespective of whatever is the data size, to reply to your customer. So there is no margin of error. Secondly, when we talk about a bigger picture, the amount that you invest in a voicebot solution always comes out to be more optimized than having an agent. If we talk about a very big volume picture.
and does MCube, as Shivram has asked, does MCube has a voice bots and other features which can give me a use case?
Yes, MCube has all the features that we are talking about, voice bot, or let's say post call automation for your WhatsApp and RCS, or we talk about RCS and WhatsApp in general. Every kind of service MCube do offers.
Okay. So let's have another questions. What are the some limitations of RCS business should be aware of?
So when we talk about the limitations of RCS as of now, as it's a Google product, so there are a few things that the RCS cannot do. That any Android device which is older than 2019, there we need to manually enable RCS. That is something which we have a drawback as of today. And secondly, Apple is still working on the Indian versions of iPhone to get RCS delivered. So this is something that Google and Apple needs to solve. So we are pretty stuck in that part. But these are the only two limitation of RCS that we can consider as of today. Other than that, every kind of integration, every kind of message, maybe utility, even we have benefits. As when we talk about RCS, the message limit goes up to 1,000 characters, and the approval process is way easier than a text message. So that's an add-on that we get when it comes to Google.
Yeah, so we have another questions from the real estate sectors. So, Vyashak
Yes.
has asked that help me understand how this service is gonna help in my company in regards to the sales because he is in real estate. He is working in a real estate sector.
Okay. Hi Vaishakji, I guess I am taking your name correct. So, in real estate sector, let's take an example that you have a client who has called in once. You have followed him once, and currently somehow the lead went cold, or the lead at that point of time didn't touch base, or let's say they said I'll follow up 6 months later. Now, 6 months later, the lead could be either missed or the lead could not have been followed up. Now, here what we can do, the AI can have a pre automation where automatically after 6 months, either a WhatsApp or a RCS message, let's say your new project, let's say your new flat that is available or a new property that is there, which can be sent to the customer automatically. Now, the second thing that comes, either it should be a WhatsApp or an RCS. Now, as of today, RCS is a more economical channel to send marketing messages to customers. Now, if we talk about real estate, this could help you increase and optimize your follow up in a better way, which could in turn result in more sales.
So we have another question from Sivaram again. So how does this compare with SMS, which is not very popular these days?
So RCS is not a comparison to SMS. RCS is more of a comparison to WhatsApp actually. So RCS is a platform through which we can send PDFs, videos of up to 5 MB, images of up to 2 MB through SMS without having any external application. Now, if you have, let's say, a new Samsung device or a new uh, OnePlus device which has Google Message, then in that case, most possibly you would, as of today, also get Rummy Circles marketing messages. Now, that is an example of RCS. You can send any kind of media through RCS. It could be a PDF, it could be a document, it could be a image, it could be a video, it could be a marketing video, it can be any kind of media. So, and if even if you plan on comparing it with SMS, as of now RCS does not support OTP because OTP being a security thing that is still under DLT. However, SMS is something which is as of now just mostly based on OTPs and notifications.
So you can hi Uttaran. So again, Aditya Gupta has raised a questions that is he has around two questions. How does this voice bot work? Any demo you can give it or use cases. For RCS, we have the challenge with message sent only to RCS enabled phones limited to Android phones and cannot send to iPhone.
Mhm.
So how you are going
So,
to address this?
okay. Hi, good evening, Aditya. So, for your first question, this voice bot works on a Gen AI model, and over that, we integrate our cloud telephony system with it. First, we train a model with your business document, let's say a script, what you would like the agent to follow, a database through which you would like the agent to know, and according to that, first those things are configured. Once they're configured, then your account is connected to the voicebot system through APIs, and then whenever a call comes in, the call directly goes to the voicebot and the voicebot takes over the call rather than your agents. Now, yes, we do have use cases already available with us doing this, and we have a huge spectrum of different clients with whom we have done it. So, yes, you can definitely get in touch with us. I guess we'll be able to help you with that. And going to your next question, so if we talk about at a very large scale, that is when RCS plays an important role. Let's say you have 1 lakh customers, and currently WhatsApp goes about, as per Meta, it is 78, 79 passive. Now, when it, and I'm talking about marketing messages. Now, let's say even if 30% of your customers have Android phones in which RCS would be delivered, I'm taking at the lower end, then also that 78 paise comes down near to 20 or 30 paise. So, which is saving, let's say, for 30% of your cost, just one third the cost. So, when we talk about in bigger scale, that is when RCS is a beneficiary over WhatsApp marketing. So, for EdTech, we already have use cases that we have implemented for a couple of our customers, I guess two to three to be exact, where the EdTech can first train and first choose of exactly which voice they would like to take or which actual model they would like to go ahead for. Once that is done, the EdTech firm can pass on their details or the process to the voice bot system, and once that is done, it can be connected and taken forward accordingly. Shivram, I do agree with your point that WhatsApp is more popular than RCS. However, when we talk about in a bigger and broader prospect, it is more cost effective. And talking about the second part, yes, RCS also do has their dashboard and also have the API to be integrated with separate platform depending upon choices. Anirudh, I do agree to your point, but as once the RCS registration is complete, I guess I'm not sure you have gone through RCS or not. So what happens that every business a similar output or a similar account has been created by Google for the similar way you create a WhatsApp business. Now once the RCS account is created, depending upon the message, yes, there as of now we have seen customers opening and going through the messages. We have a couple of use cases. If you would like, you can connect with our team and they can share the same with you. And we have seen that at some point RCS opted by more businesses would be actually become more liable or optional product for marketing. This would take some time but would happen eventually.
Okay, so that's the one more question is how small business with limited budgets can automate with the MQ.
So if you're a small business, then also it's not a problem. Our platform can directly be integrated through these to these external APIs, and depending upon timings or depending upon schedules, we can automate things. So I guess even for small or enterprise businesses, both the cases we have the solutions available. Any more questions, Vipula?
No, not so. Yeah, so it is like Amy Rahat. So hi sir and good evening. I have questions regarding the price of RCS as compared to WhatsApp Business API prices. Here Meta charges almost 80 paisa marketing message and 11 paisa utility authentication. Then what will the charges for RCS? And one more thing, sir, this is any categories in RCS as in WhatsApp Business API like marketing, authentications and utility.
So that's a good question, Amy. Thank you for that. First, if you talk about the pricing for RCS, currently, if you talk about utility, then WhatsApp and RCS are pretty much on the same par. But if you talk about marketing, WhatsApp and RCS is one third of WhatsApp marketing message prices. And coming on to your next question, currently RCS has no separation of its if it's a media. No, currently it has two separations. So my apologies. If it's a media file or if it's a text file, these two are the only separation. It doesn't have a separation on marketing or utility messages. I guess that would answer your
Yeah.
question.
So we have pretty much answered most of the questions now. Okay. So here we got one more. So is RCS blast possible?
Yes. RCS blast is possible as well, where you can upload a set of, let's say, lakh, 2 lakh contacts and can be shot all at once. Well, then I guess, do we have any more questions?
Okay, so one more questions about the Saurabh is asking how can we connect with your team to know about which product is suitable for us, etc. Saurabh, you can connect with us by sending a mail to our contact at mcube.com or marketing at mcube.com, and so that our team will get in touch with you. Also, you can share with your phone numbers and email ID here so that I can ask my team to get in touch with you as well.
Viplab, I guess with Anirudh, you can directly share somebody's number so that we can take it forward.
Yeah,
So, I guess, guys, that would be all from my end. Thank you so much for joining and for your time. It was great having this webinar. Thank you, guys. Over to you, Viplab.
thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Tarayan.